premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Good evening, everyone. This is Mama G at World Tune Radio because I have my PhD in parental household discipline. So that means whatever kind of child that you have in your household, loved it, taught it, finished it, definitely prayed for it. So with God and those basic instructions before leaving, help you raise that wonderful child to be a responsible adult for society. But this evening we have a special show. We have a young lady at Scripps Clinic Express, and her name is Audrette Kennon, and she's going to inform us some things about the vaccine, why is it important for us to get it, and I think she's on the air right now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now much better. Thank you. And I have a little bit of delay on my end, but that's okay.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, I'm reading your bio and the things that you do. They are so interesting. But first, I want to talk about you have 4 beautiful young ladies, daughters from ages 15 to 5. You must be a busy young lady.
To say the least, yeah. So actually, I'm at one of my daughter's homes now downtown because we are going to dinner right after this. But I have 4 beautiful young ladies, again, ranging from the ages of 15 to 35. So 15, 22, 30. I don't think Amber's 35 yet, but she will be in June. So yeah, so that's busy.
Oh, that COVID-19 teenager studying at home, how did that work for you?
It's been, it's had its challenges, she's 15 and, she really enjoys being with her friends. So she's pretty social with just a group of friends that she has. So it has been a bit of a struggle trying to make that transition from being in the environment, being in a classroom setting to just being at home by herself because no other siblings at home, right? So it's just her.
Time or FaceTime on the computer?
Yeah, so she's doing they have Schoology, and they also do like I think it's like through Google Chrome and stuff like that. So yeah, so it's 2 different platforms that they use right now. And so that's interesting too, because one class may be on one platform and another class on a different platform. So that makes it a little bit interesting as well. So yeah. I'm gonna ask you, can you repeat that for me? Mm. I'm so sorry, Mama G, Karen. I am still having such a hard time hearing you. I wonder if it's my connection again. Let me try something different here. Give me 1 second. Give me one
Sure.
second. Let me try something different. Because now you're back. Like it's kind of a bit of a delayed response. But you can hear me okay, right?
Perfectly.
Okay. All right. So we can keep trying. We can keep
Okay.
trying.
Okay. So are you an eager parent to go back to school?
I kind of am. Like, and I think it's more for her. I think she's pretty eager to go back to the classroom setting. Right now, they're doing 2 days a week. So she goes to school on Wednesdays and Fridays. So they just changed that a couple weeks ago. They added another day. So they were only doing 25%. Now they're up to 50%.
Oh, so she has 2 days to socialize with her
Yes,
friends.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, your bio has something very interesting in it. You are an ordained minister.
I
And
am.
and where is your church located?
So I go to Liberty Temple Worship Center down in San Diego with Pastor Michael Page and co-pastor Christina Page, his wife.
Oh. So what made you think of doing that, or did you get the call, as they say?
I think it really is a call because, you try to run for many, many years. I have a pretty interesting background. But I think, you serve God and, at some point you realize he's everything, right? And when you're in that role, there's just something about what he does and how he changes you from the inside out, right? And so I
Yes.
think that change happened for me some years back, and it just seemed like the next thing to do.
So did you go to seminary for that?
We had a program in our church. Pastor Mike built a program, and there was probably maybe 8 ministers in our class at the time, and this was probably about oh God, now I think I've been ordained probably 5 years, guys, something like that. I was telling my daughters are behind me. So something like that. So yeah.
Also, are you in charge of a ministry at your church?
I was the youth director for
Oh,
some years, and I am my first lady. My co-pastor is armor bearer, so I've done that for many years. So I am definitely a servant, if nothing else.
now for those who don't know, what is an arm bearer?
So it's a pretty, I mean, it's a real job. Like, it's not something to be taken lightly, because my responsibility is to pray and cover her spiritually. A lot of people in the church, I think, get that kind of confused because they see me, or they see their armor bearer carrying the Bibles and the waters and the towels and things like that. But it goes beyond that, right? It's a covering that you provide for your leader. And so it's prayer, is getting in the gap of prayer for them. And so really that is what an armor bearer is. You protect them from, the people, really, if I can say it. Just kind of, keeping you're kind of that in between them and the people sometimes. So but being meek and humble and kind, I think is the job of the armor bearer as well, and being humble and making sure that you portray your leader's spirit too, I think.
And you're the youngest of 10?
I am. I have 5 brothers and 4 sisters. Um, so we're kind of split down the middle.
Oh, well, I bet your parents were very happy they evened the 10 out.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, my mom is definitely a trooper. I mean, she's passed away, gone now, but she was definitely a force to be reckoned with. She didn't mess around.
I bet she didn't raise 10 children.
Yes, ma'am.
My my body aches for her.
Exactly.
So you went to Merritt College and then you got a certificate at UCSD?
University of San Diego, project management. And
Oh,
yeah, so when I moved to San Diego, I went to Merritt College, and I don't even think it's open anymore. When I first moved here, I didn't really know what I wanted to do coming out of South Central, dealing with gangs and drugs and things like that, and trying to really escape the fast life of Los Angeles. And so I moved here right after, it was after the riots in LA, And after being in an abusive relationship, my mom was already here. My two oldest children were living with my mom at the time. So I was kind of going back and forth. I'm giving you a little bit of background. Please stop me if I'm giving you too much. But I got here and I just didn't know what to do. And so I said, well, maybe I'll go and check out this Merritt College. And so I did, and I got my certification in medical administration, and that's how I got my start. People don't believe that I don't have a master's degree holding my position, but I'm one of those people that believe that promotion comes from the Father. And so it doesn't matter, how many degrees you have, where you went to school, and all of that. I think that what I do has definitely been ordained by God.
I can agree to that because I don't have a degree in being a parent. I mean,
Hmm.
being a study person in teaching or training children. I
Yeah.
just got my experience from God, and He gave me 4 different children to raise, and by His guidance and His doors opening for each one, I
Hmm.
just followed his lead. And so when the producers, no, the owner of the station heard about me, he says, "Oh, you've got to have a show. Oh,
Yeah.
please." He begged me. I said, "I didn't go to college for no degree in raising children. I just
It's
did it
about
right."
experience. It's
Yeah.
about experience. That's
Yes,
true. That's
yes,
true.
yes. So we have a lot in common, my sister, because I'm from LA too.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. You told me that. That's pretty awesome. You lived right down the street from my grandmother.
Right. My parents were the first African American couple in the early 60s to own a house on the west side of Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My grandmother's, yeah, she's been there a long time. But probably, I mean, as long she's been there as long as I've been living. So,
Oh, my.
yeah.
So now that we've gotten all that good bio out of the way, now let's go to the meat of our discussion. Now, I must give a disclaimer.
Hmm.
My audience, I need to tell you that she's not a medical expert. She's administrator for health for Scripps Health Clinic, and she's just going to give us some information that she's aware of about the vaccine. So don't say, "Well, I heard this expert get on here." I'm not claiming. We're having a disclaimer that
Yeah,
she's not a medical expert
right.
for Scripps. She's just an administrator of the clinics. In fact, she's in charge of the clinics. So she's gonna just give us what she knows and how the procedure is going about getting our vaccines. So we have about 5 or 6 important questions we want to ask you. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Okay. Our first one came from a viewer. She's one of my devoted fans living all the way in South Carolina.
Okay.
She wrote me and said that she's breastfeeding her daughter and she's concerned about getting the vaccine as she breastfeeds her daughter. Is there anything you can tell her about that?
Well, I definitely think that, always be on the side of caution, right? With any type of new vaccination or anything like that. Now, I will say if she has a history of getting vaccines, then I would, continue to do that. But if there's a real concern about breastfeeding with her child and getting this vaccine, I would definitely say consult with her primary care doctor. Make sure she's healthy enough that because your immune system needs to be good, right? We don't want that immune system to be compromised when you go and get vaccinated. So it is important, and she needs to have strength because there is a little bit of side effects. You may have a little sore arm or something like that. So she definitely want to consult with her primary care physician to make sure this is something she should definitely do if this is for her. I haven't
Hello,
heard
hello.
of any moms breastfeeding. I've seen a bunch of pregnant women, but I have not talked to any women that are breastfeeding at the time get the vaccine. So I would definitely ask her to, consult with her primary care doctor.
Oh, by the way, so can you expound about being pregnant and getting the vaccine in case some of my listeners are pregnant?
Oh, for sure. So the CDC just released another tier that includes pregnant women. And so we have just started vaccinating pregnant women. A lot of OBGYNs are saying their patients should be vaccinated. So just know the CDC has released that in the new tier for pregnant women. And
Does
I've seen a few pregnant women coming through, and they're very excited to get vaccinated.
does it matter what trimester they're in? Can they do it in the early stages, or should they wait in the middle or close to the end?
Yeah, no, ma'am. It does not have any preference on first trimester or what trimester you're in if you're pregnant. But again, I tell people all the time, do your research, right? Do your research. What works best for you? But nothing in saying you have to be in this trimester or that trimester. It just says pregnant.
Okay. Okay. Now we have I have a parent who has a disabled adult like myself,
Mm-hmm.
and her son has Down syndrome, and
Mm-hmm.
mine has spastic cerebral palsy and epilepsy. He
Mm-hmm.
has he has chronic seizures, those
Mm-hmm.
grand mal seizures, and someone said that he's not eligible yet because he's under 65. How should I go and research that? Because
Yes,
he is a
yes.
patient of Scripps. He is a patient of Scripps.
So did
So,
he receive his letter to say it's time for him to be vaccinated? Yeah.
well, we had gotten a letter saying he didn't qualify at
Oh,
first.
okay. So the letters are coming out for our Scripps patients. We are moving into the another tier to say that, I vaccinated a Down syndrome child yesterday. Because I told you we ran. That's why I was kind of scrambling today because I worked yesterday and today. We just had to throw some clinics together because we started vaccinating with Johnson and Johnson on yesterday. But
Okay.
I did see a young man with Down syndrome come in yesterday, and he was vaccinated. But we are moving further into patients with chronic diseases and things like that. So there's another release coming, I think actually as of tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 15th, right? So there's a
Right.
new tier coming.
Well, I'm going to try again because we tried it Friday. Well, my daughter tried it on the computer for me, and she said, "Mom, I don't think he qualified." And I'm like, "Oh no, he does. He has spastic cerebral. It's not severe cerebral palsy, but he
Hmm.
does have spastic cerebral palsy and um, myoclonic seizures because he's
Yeah.
on two medications."
Yeah,
And
so
so,
I know that the scripts, like there are letters being released, and you should probably start to see something as early as next week.
okay. I have a listener who has a thyroid problem, but she's 63.
Mm-hmm.
But she now can she? So is there a 211 number she can call
She,
or six
yep,
one one number?
she definitely can call 211 and call the CDC. She can call the
Oh,
CDC and or she can go on the website. And the CDC is updating their website pretty often.
right.
So sorry about that. Let me just, these new cell phones, the kids are trying to get into. um, but she can definitely check the website for sure. And CDC again is updating their in real time the information online, so we can
One
trust before things are being released.
could before we go to break, I need you to tell our listeners that the vaccine is safe. They don't have to worry about it's poisonous. That some I've gotten so many crazy
Yeah,
comments on
yeah,
my email talking about it's a poisonous shot. It's been made to
Oh, I've heard
get
they changed the DNA and things like that. Yeah, I've heard some of this very same things. I told you I do videos and I post live videos. I have a YouTube channel as well, but I for me, it was important for me because I have high blood pressure. I have diabetes, and I'm of color. And so, because of all those three factors, I decided that it was important for me, and my kids made sure that, Mom, you need to get vaccinated, because if I get sick, I may not come back from that, right? So I'm going to do whatever I can to stay well. I'm not fearful. I wasn't fearful of the vaccine. I tell people this all the time, as they say, it came out too quick. I said, it didn't come out quick enough for me, right? I feel like it should have come out faster. As much technology and as much science that we have, I feel like this study, by this time, we should be, way ahead of the game. So this marks 1 year. It's so interesting that you have me on tonight. It marks 1 year of the world shutting down
yes.
due to COVID. And so, I encourage people to do whatever they can. Now, here's the other thing: do what makes you comfortable. If you believe that the vaccine, there are some people you may not be able to change their mind. You may not be able to convince them of anything different, right? So you have to do what's best for you. What makes you most comfortable? That is my advice to people. I feel like it's safe. That's my personal opinion. And my daughter has received it. I have two daughters that won't, right? So again, but they wanted to make sure I got it. So, but they're like, I'm good. But again, it's a matter of personal opinion. Do your research. And some folks, like you say, you may never change their mind. But for me, I think it was the best decision for me. And I was so glad to see you as well too, Mama G.
Well, thank you. I think our relatives were on. I hope I hope my audience don't be offended of this, but this is a joke I tell people that I get along with. I think our ancestors were on the same ship, and they said we'll meet later on in life. I
Yeah,
think we're related somehow because we're thinking on the same wavelength.
yeah.
Because I have a relative in my family who said they're not getting it now because they had a bad reaction to the
Flu.
flu vaccine.
Hmm.
They don't want to get the COVID-19, and I was like, COVID-19 can kill you.
I had somebody who passed away, someone that I work with, his mom passed away just last week. I want to say
Oh,
last Monday or Monday before last, in her 40s. The whole family had COVID, and she just so happened she got pneumonia, and she was one of the sickest, and the rest of the family survived, and she passed away, and she left her sons and her daughter and her husband without a mom. One of the saddest things I've been working with this guy for 3 years. His mom was his best friend, and he's lost now without her. And so when I think about that, what can I do to prevent that? I don't want my children to have to go through that.
exactly, exactly.
So, yes, ma'am.
Well, let's see here. Oh, I have one more question. I have a member watch it. I say audience member who's who has a chronic kidney stage
Mm-hmm.
4,
Mm-hmm.
and they're worried about getting the vaccine because
Mm-hmm.
but they're not on dialysis, and they're in a steady they said they're at a steady level. It hasn't gone down. The chronic disease is at stage 4, but it's above 22%.
Mm-hmm.
So they can still get the vaccine.
Yeah, as soon as their tier comes up for chronic diseases, I mean, I don't, again, I don't see why not. I have so many patients that are really just, nipping at the bits, that because they're so afraid, because the lateral, Mama G, is you get COVID and you don't come back, right, from it.
That's
So
it.
I have
That's it.
I have a lot of patients that says, you know what, I'm going to take this chance, right? I'm going to get the vaccine to give myself an opportunity to live, to survive if I get COVID. Now, here's the thing, what I tell people. Continue to wear your mask once you get vaccinated. The other thing is that you may still get COVID. There's no chance, because remember, it's 95% efficacy, 99% efficacy, 96. It depends on the vaccine that you get, that you receive. You can still contract COVID. The difference is that you may not be as sick, right? You may not get pneumonia, and this woman got pneumonia, then her kidneys failed, and then she eventually died. And that's the story of so many loved ones. I mean, to the point, Mama G, the mortuary or the morgue couldn't hold any more patients. So when you think of the lateral, right, of should I get this and maybe have a chance of surviving if I contract COVID? For me, I always want to say for me in my house, that's what we're gonna do. So, but always, like I said, consult your physician. Make sure you talk to your primary care doctor or your internal med or your specialist to get good information to be healthy as we move into this new season.
Now, before we go, I'd like to give you the opportunity, since you're my special guest. I'd like my special guest to join me in doing the birthday shout outs.
Oh, yes, that sounds so fun.
Now, do you have your list?
Wait, let me grab it. It's in my email. Let me go there. Give me 1 second. Let me find it.
Okay, Miss Director, I thought you had your paper in front of you.
You thought I had it together? Let me tell you, I am running around like a crazy lady most days. Let's see. Actually, I could probably bring it up on my phone because you did email it to me. You did your job. I'm just over here slacking.
Well, because I graduated from the best high school in Los Angeles. That was Dorsey High School.
Oh, you went to Dorsey? Oh, them
yes.
green people over there.
I hate to tell you, but we were the best.
Oh, Lord, let me tell you.
No, just let me share you my history.
Okay.
I was the first editor in the school history to put out the most papers in 1 year.
Oh, wow.
I was the school editor. That's what come when I had gone to West Los Angeles College, and then on my way to USC, I had made plans to go to USC. I fell in love with this serviceman that my father never told me about. He didn't tell me about servicemen. And I fell in love with his uniform. He put a ring on, and I've been in Oceanside now for 41 years.
So there's a question in the chat. Do you see that, Mama G?
No, I can't see that. What's the question?
So it says, will you live 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, or 7 years after getting the vaccine? They said, I'm doing my global warming school paper regarding population reduction. That is a question that I'm unable to answer. I mean, I would love to be able to say, if you get the vaccine, you'll live, more than a year or 2 years or 3 years. But I mean, I don't know if that's something that's predictable, at least not from me.
My producer, she just read the question to me. Well, that's a question we can't answer. Whoever sent that question in, thank you, but we do not have that answer quite yet.
Yes. But okay,
now,
I got my birthday list, Mama G. I'm ready.
Okay, so you can now. Our special guest, Miss Kenyon, is going to give out the birthday shouts this show.
World Tune Radio.
Right ahead, Miss Ma'am. When you're ready, let's go.
All right. So happy birthday to Rolita Adams. Miss Blood, Kimberly Herndon, Jimmy Figueroa, Charles Womack, Shanna Williams, Geraldine Thompson, Sam Stewart, Christopher Callery, Bishop Corey Ruffin, Senior Reverend R. West. Happy birthday.
Yes, we're glad that God has given you another year to live.
Yes.
Please do something that's pleasing in this new year of your life and always put him first.
Amen.
So I want to thank you. So I know you're a busy lady and you want to go eat dinner. But I want to let you know, because of you coming on the show, Mama G would like to give you a Mama G podcast mask. You can get one in red or pink. Which one would you like to have?
I think I might go with the red. Red sounds pretty good.
Yes, the mask is black with the letters red and it's very pretty. I wish I put one on, but then I'd mess up my lipstick, right?
We can't have that. We can't have that.
No, but please, next time, if there's anything you need to tell me that I need to know, please come back to the show. I do appreciate you coming on so much.
Yes. Please have me back. I really, really enjoyed this. It's just something that I definitely have a passion for. There's so many more things we can talk about. We can talk about parenting whenever you like. And, there's so many things that we can discuss. Life is definitely full of items.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because I've gotten in trouble when I said I spanked them. I said, but it's in the word. They said,
spare the rod, spare the child.
That's it. That's it, girlfriend. That is absolutely it. So, and so when my producer told me I was getting a little hate mail, I told him I was getting a little hate mail. He said, "Oh, you've made it." I was like, "Okay."
You don't have at least 2 or 3 haters, you ain't doing nothing.
I know. Well, look, you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Kiss the girls for me.
Yes.
Tell your husband thank you. And I'll talk to you soon. Now we're going to break, everyone. So I'll see you back. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
World Tune Radio, where the world tunes in. The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Hi, I'm Ryan. This is my car. Do you like it? Great. We'll get to that. Trust the process. You see, I've been going back and forth with myself, and I've decided it's for sale! Sale! No, it is not! Yes, it is. See what I mean? I don't need it, but I want it. You're probably wondering what's wrong with it. I don't know. It cost me a lot to get it running, so hopefully nothing. All I'm asking is a cool $5K. Allow myself to tell you the details.
I just want to live forever. I just want my shit together. I just want my abs to show. I just want to eat whatever. I just want to hit the road. I just want the perfect weather.
And look at this finish, all original. Nothing says I love the US of A like lead paint, baby.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Instincts going no, looking bad like a bat with an eye patch. All black through the woods with a backpack and a lit match. Spark one time, get the whole city looking like a dark shade of orange when I burn it down. What it is, what it do, hope. And everybody looking at me while I got them all in my sights. Picking them off, taking them out, looking like daylight in the night. And I'm killing so many if they really want to get involved. And everybody falling from the elevator, now I'm Bray Rice in this. It's like I'm rice and take a bite, it's nice and I have a nice time with it. By the time that it finds the way to the right side of him, not even a Heimlich can save him. I select the finger to you imbeciles. Tell me what's been getting into you, envy will kill you. She said I'm a gentleman, I admit a lot of women set up on my ottoman. I don't give a damn like a auto with no time to kill. I'm a feeling like the opposite of work, it's a work and I never been a purpose thing to me. I just do what I love and it works for me. So I'm breaking every check and put the money in the pushing. Ready to be gunning to the finish and the getting of it. But everybody know I'm working in the sea. I do it differently. So only time will give me everything that I deserve. My end.
Hi, I'm Ryan. This is my car. Do you like it? Great. We'll get to that. Trust the process. You see, I've been going back and forth with myself, and I decided it's for sale! Sale! No, it is not! Yes, it is. See what I mean? I don't need it, but I want it. You're probably wondering what's wrong with it. I don't know. It cost me a lot to get it running, so hopefully nothing. All I'm asking is a cool 5K. I allow myself to tell you the details.
I just want to live forever. I just want my shit together. I just want my abs to show. I just want to eat whatever. I just want to hit the road. I just want the perfect weather.
And look at this finish, all original. Nothing says I love the US of A like lead paint, baby.
Hi, this is Mama G. I have my PhD in parental household discipline. Whatever you have in your household, I probably raised it, taught it, loved it, spanked it, punished it, and definitely prayed over it.
The West Coast's premier podcast network.
Well, hi, everybody. I am back. We had a wonderful conversation with Miss Audrette Kennon. She was the director of Scripps Health Mini Clinics throughout San Diego. And she was telling us, don't be afraid to get the vaccine. Talk to your doctors. And everybody can get a vaccine now. They're slowly getting more people in different tiers to get the vaccine. We talked about disabled people getting the vaccine, people with chronic ailments like kidneys function, high blood pressure, diabetes. They, in fact, even a young man with Down syndrome was getting vaccinated. So we had a wonderful conversation. So later on this evening, go back and look at the restream. But we're going to do a Black History moment because tonight is the Grammys night. This is the biggest night for music. I know some entertainers are boycotting the the awards because they weren't picked. They were snubbed, as they say. They weren't even considered. Well, that has happened to African American entertainers from day one. But in our Black History moment, do you know who was the first African American entertainer to win a Grammy? Did you know that was Ella Fitzgerald? Ella Fitzgerald was born April 25th, 1917, in Virginia due to a heavy racial segregated South. Her family moved to Yonkers, New York. From an early age, she was faced with difficult situations. Her mother died in a car accident. As a teenager, she was very talented in performing arts. She sang for her classmates and family members, even had an opportunity to sing in church choirs to perform with everybody she knew. And she really received training for her voice and style. In 1934, at the age of 17, Fitzgerald performed at the famous Apollo Theater in New York City and won the prize of $25 at the amateur night. Unfortunately, though, because of her poor appearance and dress, she did not give her opportunity to be booked for a week at the Apollo, which supposed to be a part of the winning prize. However, it did not stop her. She began playing gigs around New York City, and in 1938, she co-wrote the hit song "A Tisket and a Tasket." I remember that song. I was a little girl, which eventually led her to a national fame. She later signed with Decca Recording and later Verve Recording Records. In 1958, more than 20 years after her first performance at the Apollo Theater, Ella Fitzgerald became the first African American to win a Grammy Award at the night for Best Jazz Performance Soloist for Ella Fitzgerald Songbook, the Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald Songbook, and the Best Female Pop Vocal Performance sings Irving Berlin Songbook. So she was great. So we matter. We are great people. We matter. Yes, the Grammys are hard things to achieve because it's supposed to be the best award in. So I guess you didn't do your best if you were snubbed. Don't be upset. Try again. Because I heard there's some entertainers that are never going back. Don't be like that. If you don't win this year, go and do something better. Your time will come. So don't be upset. Don't be upset. Keep going forward. Like the weekend, it was said that he's never going to attend the Grammys. He won't allow his music ever to be submitted to the Grammys. Life is not a rose garden. Yes, you thought your music should have been nominated, but it wasn't. Weekend, there's a lot of people that's following you. They look up to you. People have to realize when you're in a public figure position, people are looking at you. They want to see how you handle things. Some people don't want to follow God, Jesus, or Buddha, or whoever. They want to follow somebody human. So we have to do our best. Yes, we are human, but let's try to do our best. Let's control our attitude. So if somebody sees you getting angry and you don't want to do what's supposed to be done, then they're going to do the same thing. So let's be consistent and be a good sportsman in anything that you do. Now, we have some announcements for the community. So I just want to let you know that was our Black History moment. Oh, my clothes look terrible on me right now. But that was our Black History moment. Tonight is the Grammys. And Ella Fitzgerald was the first African American to win to get a Grammy for her jazz performance. And it was wonderful to hear that. She won it in 1958. Now, we have a community announcement. The North County African American Women's Association has a scholarship, and it's for young ladies. They must be female, African American descent, a graduate student enrolled in a degree program, sophistication, can't say that this evening, certificate from courses eligible as well. You have to live in or attend the school for the following areas. That's Carlsbad, Fallbrook, Oceanside, San Diego, San Marcos, Vista, must have a C average GPA and must be enrolled in a minimum of 12 units. Must submit a complete application with a resume, official transcript, and 2 letters of recommendation from teachers, ministers, employers, or community organizations. Official transcript must be in an official sealed envelope or sent directly from a counselor. A photo must be submitted with the initial application package to be used for publicity purposes. So, this is for African American young women. Because, statistic wise, we are at the lowest totem pole. And if we get a scholarship to help us get a better education, let's go for it. Let's not think about getting pregnant, falling in love without having a foundation of how to raise your children. You need to have a good foundation. That means education, common sense, and God as your guide. That's what you need, ladies. You need to do that. When you go to the table, when you bring something to the dinner table, they ask you to bring something to the dinner table. Bring your best. So if you want to be a parent, be good in society, get a good foundation, a good education, a good relationship with God, and that'll take you as far as you want to go. But have a good foundation for anything positive that you want to do in your life. Please do that. We have to, because we don't know when, where, or how, but we need to be doing anything and everything positive in life because we have to. So we're just going to be good parents. We have to be good parents. And young ladies, because, you know, we're the nurturer of society. So go get the best education that you can, because we have the responsibility of being good nurturers to our children. We have to. We have to be good, wonderful, smart, beautiful ladies to our children, to society. So get your education. Having babies, yes, you have a baby, but it eventually grows into an adult. Babies don't stay babies. So, young ladies, please get a good education, a good foundation of what you want to be in life before you go to the next step. And the North County African American Women's Association will help you do that. It's a wonderful program. So, and the deadline for this, I think it is in April. I'm going to say April. Yes, April 30th is the last day for getting the application in. Please go to the website, which is NCAAWA. That stands for North County African American Women Association, and get more information there. But I just want you to have a wonderful life. That's what we're here for, to do. Make sure that you have a wonderful life. And we want to remind you, parents and grandparents, get your shot, please. See your physician, talk to people, talk it out, but get your shot. We want to let you know that we love you here at Ask Mama G Show, and we want you to stay alive and healthy as possible. By the way, we know that everything is going to be opening soon. Still be careful. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. And we have our sponsors. Remember, this is a wonderful life. Live it to the fullest. You have a wonderful evening. Email me any questions you have at askmamag.phd@gmail.com. Again, askmamag.phd@gmail.com. God bless, and I'll see you soon.
Voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us, facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood. From sea to shine.